Wholeness is not just a concept. It is a frequency, a vibration of completeness that every human soul longs for. It is a feeling of being enough, needing nothing outside to validate your existence. In the journey toward wholeness, sexual energy is both the key and the gatekeeper. Most people see sexual energy merely as a drive, an instinct to be satisfied. But the truth is far deeper. Sexual energy is the core force of life itself. When understood and directed, it doesn't fragment you. It integrates you. It becomes a sacred fire that burns away illusions and brings every part of you into divine alignment. This is the true meaning of wholeness. When your body, mind, soul, and spirit are working together to the mastery of your sexual essence. Let's begin with what most people live as fragments. A man wakes up and his body craves pleasure. His mind is distracted by desire. His emotions swing between guilt and fantasy. His spirit feels distant and his soul seems silenced. This is a condition of the fragmented man. His energy is leaking, not just physically through ejaculation, but emotionally through shame, mentally through obsession, and spiritually through disconnection. He is not whole, he is divided. Why? Because he has not yet discovered the sacredness of his sexual energy. In this state, he chases things outside himself. Women porn stimulation validation, and each chase further divides him. Instead of experiencing the fullness of himself, he becomes addicted to escaping himself. This is not wholeness. This is emptiness wearing a mask of pleasure. What makes you whole is not what you gain, but what you integrate. Sexual energy is the binding force that unites your scattered parts. It is the only energy powerful enough to give birth to life, which means it holds within it the blueprint of creation itself. If you learn to harness and retain this energy, you begin to feel something extraordinary, yourself. Not the false, socially constructed self, but your eternal, unchanging, deepest self. Wholeness begins when you stop wasting your sexual energy and start containing it. This is not suppression. Suppression is fear-based. Containment is power-based. Containment means that instead of throwing your power outward for momentary release, you hold it within like sacred gold. It fuels your mind, sharpens your intuition, heightens your spiritual awareness, and radiates through your body as vitality. Most emotional chaos is rooted in energetic imbalance. Men who are constantly lust-driven often suffer from anxiety, mood swings, lack of focus, and inner agitation. Why? Because the mind was never meant to carry that much overstimulation. The mind craves clarity, but lust clouds it. The emotions seek peace, but addiction disturbs them. When you practice sexual discipline, you begin to see your thoughts and emotions clearly. Lust no longer hijacks your mind. You become the observer, not the victim, of your desires. You can feel attraction without being controlled by it. You can see beauty without needing to possess it. You can experience desire without being reduced to it. This mental and emotional clarity brings you closer to wholeness. You no longer chase relationships out of lack. You relate from fullness. You no longer seek validation from women. You are already affirmed within yourself. This is how you begin to attract people, not from need, but from power. Because people are naturally drawn to wholeness. It's magnetic. Sexual energy is not only physical, it is deeply spiritual. It is the bridge between matter and spirit, earth and heaven, the flesh and the soul. Most religions try to demonize this energy because they did not understand it. But the ancient mystics, the sages, the yogis, they knew. They taught that sexual energy, when transmuted, becomes a very fuel for spiritual awakening. When you retain and transmute your sexual energy through breath work, meditation, prayer, and conscious action, you begin to open the higher centers of your being. Your third eye sharpens. Your heart expands. Your sense of divine connection becomes real. Not theoretical, but felt. The energy that once pulled you down into lust now lifts you up into love. This is spiritual wholeness. You're not rejecting your body. You're integrating it. You're not escaping the world. You're engaging it from your highest self. You become a channel, a vessel of divine presence. Your sexual energy becomes holy fire. Wholeness is also about reclaiming your masculine identity. Not the toxic, ego-based masculinity that dominates or suppresses, but the integrated masculinity that grounds, leads, creates, and protects. A man who has mastery over his sexual energy is a dangerous man, in the best way. He is not manipulated by society. He is not enslaved by lust. He is not weakened by emotional instability. He is solid, stable, and powerful. This man doesn't just exist for himself. He becomes a blessing to his community, his family, and his environment. His presence heals. His words uplift. His decisions are clear. His life is a reflection of internal order. He is whole, and because of that, everything he touches begins to align. This is the kind of man the world is starving for. Not a man who is perfect, but a man who is whole. Not a man who never feels desire, but a man who knows how to contain it. Not a man who suppresses his energy, but a man who transmutes it. This man is rare, but he is rising. Women are not distractions or enemies. They are not goddesses to be worshipped nor temptresses to be avoided. They are sacred mirrors. And when a man is whole, he can finally see women through pure eyes, not as objects of lust, but as beings of equal sacred energy. This clarity in perception changes everything. Women can feel the difference. When a man approaches her from wholeness, she feels safe, seen, and respected. When he approaches her from lack, she feels used, manipulated, or idolized. Wholeness creates healthy masculine-feminine dynamics. It creates respect, polarity, and harmony. Ironically, it is when you no longer need a woman to feel whole that you become most attractive, because your energy is rooted and your love is no longer parasitic. It's overflowing. Wholeness is not something you do. It's something you become, and you become it by aligning every level of your being through the mastery of sexual energy. This is not a one-day practice. This is a lifestyle, a commitment to yourself, a radical reclaiming of your power. It means no more wasting your seed, no more chasing temporary highs, no more spiritual bypassing, no more idolizing women or escaping responsibility. Wholeness demands everything, but gives you more than you could imagine. When you walk in wholeness, your energy speaks louder than words. You don't need to convince anyone. Your presence is the proof. You radiate peace, confidence, and silent strength. You no longer need to take. You give. You no longer need to hide. You shine. This is a life you were designed for. And all begins with the simple but profound choice to honor your sexual energy. Wholeness is not a luxury. It is your birthright. But it must be reclaimed through discipline, awareness, and spiritual integrity. Your sexual energy is not a curse. It is the sacred engine of your transformation. You can either waste it on fantasy. The world does not need more men chasing pleasure. The world needs more men anchored in wholeness. You are not broken. You are simply untaught. Now that you know it's time to rise, let that be your silent revolution. Let that be your true power. Subscribe to this channel.